what's your best memory of the Bowl-O-Rama, Gravel Burns?
My best memory is just the community that it created from the organisers through to the ever-increasing number of skaters that came. It just encompassed skateboarding at that time.
Well, Grav, get down to Bondi on Saturday, March 22nd for the first ever Bondi Bowl Bash, organised by Bondi Skate Riders in collaboration with Next Door Clothing. Everything about this feels good. That collaboration feels good. The fact that Ty Colling's involved as one of the organisers, who I will add was the first person to ever win a Bowl-O-Rama back in the day. They're bringing back the essence of the early days of Bowl-O-Rama. It's the Bondi Bowl Bash, Saturday, March 22nd. Yes.
We will be here forever. Do you understand? Forever and ever.
This week, I catch up with George Richards and Marley Ray. George and Marley have both been on the show before, so go and check out their past episodes. But this is the first time I've had them both together. They're old friends, they've done a lot together, skated a lot, travelled a lot, competed a lot together. And I wanted to check in with them. There's been a bit going on. Marley recently went on the Creature tour, which was epic. I wanted to hear that experience. We also talk about Belco Bowl Jam 2025 and their part in it and their experiences with it over the years. We talk life, we talk a few observations about the future of skateboarding, and much, much more. It's a nice, relaxed episode. Hope you enjoy it.
Tried to hold us back. Get what I'm saying. Tried to hold us. He tried to hold us back. Tried to hold us back. What's the thing?
Child of the crayon, child of the light, stars of the neon belong to a culture destined to rock for eons. Time doesn't exist. Shut those cataracts, capture the virtual list. Now, let's get back to what makes things seem forever, whether it's unseen.
You're good at that, actually.
Yeah,
remember?
photographic memory.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I didn't believe him for so long, and then I said, I remember finding a photo of you in my camera roll with my partner at the time, like years before I even dated her. And he's like, yeah, man, and just spat the date out. I went to my camera roll exactly that date. It was 4 years earlier or something ridiculous.
I wonder if that's why you're good at skating.
No, I don't reckon. But
Did it help you at school when you were a kid?
yeah, it did.
Just remembering the
doing,
date.
Doing like tests and stuff. Even now at uni, like we'll get a quiz and
Yeah.
like it's, I don't know. As soon as I read something, it kind of sticks in my mind for a little while.
Interesting.
Like when I was in kindergarten, I could like sort of spit out every classmate's birthday randomly. That's what my mum told me anyway.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the movie The Rain Man
Nah, never.
with Dustin Hoffman and
No.
Tom Cruise?
Nah.
George, you heard of that movie?
Marley Ray is Rain Man.
The Rain Man, dude. Like him and Tom Cruise would go to the casinos, and like his friend, the Rain Man,
True.
could just like remember all the card numbers and stuff, and like kind of hacked the casinos and made heaps of money.
True. So they won big. They got up.
They got up,
Yes.
but then they created like a really strong personal bond, and it got like had a real emotional twist to it.
True.
Yeah,
Oh, I'll have to check it out.
beautiful,
Yeah,
beautiful
sick.
movie.
Sick.
Tom Cruise really stepped up as his carer and mentor.
True.
Do you have any mentors?
Me?
Yeah,
Probably this
I
guy.
was gonna say.
It's the boys.
Since what's like playground park days, like D squad trats and stuff.
Yeah, when I was like 15, 16. Jacko as well.
Yeah, Jacko and George, they were like the two, like growing up, going skating at like Bar Beach Bowl. George would always be there. And you know, like when you're a kid, like getting into skating, especially around the time I was getting into it, like Instagram, like everyone was like going hard on Instagram. And I was seeing George and watching like replays of like the ABC and stuff, the Australian Bowl Ring Championships, and he was like skating in the pro division. Like that shit was pretty sick.
It
Yeah.
did not look good.
What do you mean?
I was in like a bright red helmet with a Hawaiian shirt on. It was horrendous.
No, it was late.
Long
No,
curly
it
hair.
was later than that. I reckon, like 2015.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, we had all that stuff. I think I filmed your first 5.
yeah, you did.
Sick.
It was the best day ever.
Way back.
Bar Beach Bowl?
Baby Marley.
Bar Beach Bowl, and then George posted on Instagram. I remember being like, "Yes."
Did you grab backside or mute
Mute
slash
grab? It
weddle?
was like a McTwist. I'm calling it a mute grab.
Oh man, I was having this debate with Ty Colling the other day. I mean, you know,
it's always going to be the mute grab, right?
Always.
But now they want to call it the weddle.
I'm sticking with the mute grab.
I don't know. It's a bit too politically correct, maybe. I don't know. Is that your vibe on it?
I mean, obviously you got to move with the times, but I remember as a mute grab.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just goes.
So if I ever get asked to call it a weddle grab, I'll call it a weddle grab.
Sequentially, right, George, if Marley was like looking up to you as a bit of a mentor, who were you then looking up to around the same time?
At the same time? I think that was about the time we started having all the big contests happen. So we would have like Rune Glifberg and all those boys, Pedro, Bucky come over, and then we'd get to watch all the contests. We'd go down to Bondi, see those. We'd have the boys come to Bar Beach for the ball riding championships. So I think at that point as well, it was a lot more readily available to jump online and have a look at all these people's clips.
Yeah.
So I was just constantly watching those boys at that point, I think. I was like, these are the contests I want to skate. I want to skate like these guys. I want to watch the lines they do in my bowl, the lines they do at Bondi. Try and do that.
You guys were really exposed to some good stuff with those with the ABCs.
Absolutely.
For sure. Like that contest series, obviously Bondi, and then they'd have something at Manly, whether it was like the Beach Bowl or the Park Series, and then I feel like Newcastle was always the fun one at the end. There was more just like, obviously you'd skate hard, but like it was a bit of a write-off because everyone had like a huge 2 weeks before and party.
Yeah. It was like a celebration. It was like the end of like a big few weeks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But do you feel like everyone was just really on their game because they'd been skating so much leading up to it?
I mean, it depends like
Or
how
they
like
just
locked
burnt
in
out?
you were to trying to win or something.
I feel like all the local kids definitely stepped it up
Did they?
as much as we could. And it's just because we never had that amount of hype. We weren't used to having those people come and skate with us. So when we did, we're like, let's go.
We were trying to hawk when like those boys were in town too.
You know, when you
Yeah,
get those
for
days when you go
sure.
skating where everything just kind of works?
Yeah,
That's just the sessions that happen or would happen with those types of events.
like leading up to it, like the days beforehand.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
Is it just because it was the pure hype that was motivating you
100%.
to commit?
Yeah, exactly.
I want to ask you guys something about pads versus no pads. So do you feel like skating with no pads forces you to stick tricks and then builds the hype more? I don't care who answers it, but maybe you can both share your opinion.
I feel like I'm impartial to this because I just tore my meniscus from doing knee slides.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say running down the tranny.
No, knee
pads.
slides.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, which I don't think would be an issue for anyone smaller than me, which is pretty much everyone at the skate park.
I don't know. I feel like I just became. I don't want to say this word, but I feel like I just became a bit lazy. Like
Just can't be bothered.
yeah, just like right, like just run out or slide on my ass, you know. But then like it sort of, but like back in the day, it was such a huge thing at like Vans Park Series and stuff to actually skate padless. Like what was up with that rumor at like the 5 dot contest where it's like, yeah, they dock points if you did your run with pads on, but not just being a rumor.
Because I think it was true for one Park Series event, or it was like that was their motto. It was like no pads, no dads, no 540 grabs.
That's pretty sick.
So sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually banned fives for one of them. Then,
Yeah, the St Kilda one, right?
No, it was an earlier one than that. It was like a Van Doren Invitational. Ben Rayborn did a 5 right in front of the judges. Gives them the bird.
Sick. I mean, if anyone's going to do one at that contest, it's Ben.
That's pretty sick.
That guy, he's kind of fallen off the radar a bit. Hey?
Nah, he's back.
He's coming back.
He's back. He's
Yeah.
killing it. Metal skateboards.
What's it called?
Metal. It's Fred Gold's brand.
No shit.
Yeah.
From Philadelphia, Fred Gall.
Yeah.
The OG
FDR
street
Fred.
skater.
Yeah.
No way. There you go. Anyway, listen, I'm going to ask you both this question. I've got a bit of a different angle today. I do want to recap. So if you're listening, I want to recap the Belco Bowl Jam that was on recently, which was a great event. I want to talk about the recent Creature and Santa Cruz demo tours around Australia, which Marley was also part of, and delve into some other stuff around the big picture of skateboarding. So first question I want to ask, I'm going to ask this to George. How do you think your friends would describe you as a person? Hey, so it's come to my attention that 83% of people that listen to this podcast don't actually follow
or subscribe, which kind of means that every time they listen, they have to search it up as opposed to the show being in their show list on their preferred listening platform. So, for example, Apple Podcasts is one of the most popular ways that people listen to this show. You click on the purple icon on your iPhone and go to the show, and you can hit follow. Same on Spotify, and I also now upload all audio episodes to YouTube so you can listen there. So subscribe. It's kind of how it all works in this day and age. I don't often ask people for calls to action, but it does help the show. It helps me expand. It helps me get the messages of my guests as far as possible and kind of give them the respect that they deserve. And I feel a deep sense of responsibility there. So do me a favour, hit the follow or subscribe button and support THT. Thanks.
I hope positively. I don't really know. It's such a hard thing to just ask me to describe myself.
Well, no. Don't describe yourself. Like, how do you think your friends would describe you?
I would hope that they would describe me as genuine and caring. I always try to be there for my mates whenever they need me to be, even when they don't need me to be. So hopefully in some sort of light like that, I would hope.
Man, yeah, right. It's a tough one. I was like, going to start with a bit of a tricky one because I just think it's a rad question. Like, do you ever consider that? What about you, Marley? How do you think your friends would describe you?
Well, I'd hope, and yeah, obviously good light as well. But I don't know, caring,
Caring.
like genuine.
Dude, I
like
see
just
that.
genuine, straight to the point, I guess.
Mm.
Like for me, fuss and like bullshit's my biggest pet peeve. So
What
don't
is-
want to
what
like
is-
just fuss and bullshit, any kind of fluff, you know.
Yeah. Have you been working out?
Nah,
Sure. Seems like you've buffed up. Okay, just saying. Just saying.
I don't know, just skating in Newey Park every single day, getting those reps in.
Just getting the reps in.
Yeah.
The laps.
I was going to the gym for a little while, but I had like a scholarship, and like the gym I was going to, they like ended, like my contract ended, but it wasn't let known. So you just get like a $500 bill in the fucking in my email and shit. I was like, holy shit.
For what? For the course.
Well, for the skull, like for going to the gym past like the end date of the scholarship.
How long does $500 for the gym get you?
Well, it was like one of those fancy sports gyms.
Yeah.
Couple of days.
Yeah, like 4 days or some shit.
That's so funny.
Nah, like I go like twice a week. So it was like 8 sessions or something to a week for 4 weeks a month.
Yeah, sick, fair.
Dude. Sweet. It's sick. I'm not going to ask you how uni's going, okay?
Oh, we can talk about it.
So how's uni going?
It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Sick. I thought you said you were going to do like podcasting as one of your subjects for your comms degree.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Why'd you ditch it?
I don't know.
Because like I was hoping you'd be my intern and I could just make you like do stuff like get me and George coffee or beers, or I don't drink. But
Yeah, I could
George
do
might.
it. Like do it one day. I don't know. I just feel like it was pretty like a high level course. It was a 3,000 level course, so it was probably the highest one. But yeah, I don't think I was like really ready for it.
Yeah.
Because I'm still only part time and I'm still not that many like units in, just because I've just been slowly chipping away at it. And I feel like that course you sort of do towards the end of your degree. I feel like, yeah.
Yeah, sick. Yeah, no, that's rad, man. I wish I did a comms degree now, to be honest, because I think it's just really like pertinent to this world. I think it'd get you far. So anyway, listen, I want us to talk about you were recently on the Creature tour, dude.
Yeah.
Tell us, like,
Oh,
what a
dude.
moment, dude. How was it?
It was so sick. It was so much fun. You know, like getting boards for like 5 years, and then I don't know, always like just dreaming like, oh, like Creature could come to Australia one day for a skate trip, and it'd be pretty cool to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it happened.
Who were some of the some of the standout team riders that yeah, that's loud as fuck. Sorted it. Thanks, George, you legend. Yeah, who were some of the standout riders on the tour? Like consistent, just ripping constantly.
Marley Ray.
John Worthington,
Okay.
Jay Worth, bro, he is insane.
Yeah.
So sick. Like first, so they started in Brisbane and worked their way down the coast, and they met me like in Newcastle. Picked me up, and then I went to Sydney with them. Literally first spot, we're at this backyard pool. It's like it's pretty well known now. It's got like the dolphins and stuff. It's like the tiled dolphin pool.
Gotcha. Oh, I know that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sick. It's like at this like abandoned like old mansion, and JWF was just watching him skate like a backyard pool for the first time. I was like, oh my god,
that thing looks proper too.
Dude, it's cooked.
Yeah.
Like just carving it and stuff. It's so gelsy at the bottom, and like I'd never skated that pool before. It's the first time going there, and I was like first spot on the trip. I was like, oh shit. This is the kind of trip. This shit's sick.
Yeah. Did you get like in the deep end and stuff? Was it one of those pools where like if you got like a little frontside scratch grind, you were stoked?
Oh, for sure. Anything. Like I just did like rock and rolls and stuff, and then I was hyped. I was like, sick.
Yeah, sick, dude. What about like standout demos and stuff like that? What were some of the better ones?
I mean, my favorite one was the Newcastle one because it was at home, and I was sick to like show the boys, sort of where I grew up and like sort of the town I sort of do all my shit in,
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like it couldn't have been a better arbor to have that demo and show people from the States, like, where we all live. Because it's like Newcastle of like a summer afternoon, so beautiful.
Like, how were they responding to that park? Were they just blown away at the location and everything?
Yeah, they were stoked. Like, I feel like they thought like, oh, Newcastle seems like pretty low key, like not much there. And then they get here and they're like, whoa, oh my God.
It's happening, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, George? Did you go and watch that demo?
Yeah, I went and watched the Newy one, skated a little bit with Marley and the boys. It was pretty fun. Marley was actually killing it. That's the most consistent I've seen him ever.
Sick.
Boy was turning it on.
Dude. Did you attack the vert wall?
No, I think I just skated the bowl and just did my thing. Yeah, you could say like I skated the whole park, I guess.
Yeah.
Just sort of trying to like gel with everyone for the first time. Like, go to different parts of the park where like everyone's skating, I guess.
Mm. Who were some of the personalities in the van that you really gravitated
towards?
I was going to say gravitated towards.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's he like as a person? He seems like a super funny dude.
He's the funniest.
Is he?
Person ever. He's so sick.
In what way?
Just some of the things he says. It's rad. He's the coolest dude. He's so down to earth and so lovely.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I don't know. He's sick.
Have you seen his YouTube series, George? The America's Worst Skate Parks?
Yeah, so good.
It's the best.
It's the best because he's so negative.
He is.
Yeah, it's so good.
And he manages to like always get something good at every one of those shit parks that he skates. It's amazing.
Like kills it. He's so good, man.
He is, eh? At the Sydney Park demo, like it was a pretty low key. I felt like that demo was pretty low key.
No,
you thought it was pretty hyped?
Yeah, well, at the Sydney Park one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they had like a signing and stuff afterwards, and a lot of people showed up.
They did?
It was busy for sure.
It was busy. Maybe it started a bit slow, and I actually heated up a bit. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we got there really late, so
yeah,
like everyone was just kind of piling out the van.
Yeah, right.
One by one, walking up pretty slow. They picked up towards the end. Like some of those Santa Cruz riders are really sick.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, and especially like skating demos and stuff.
So, like, what's that like now that you're on the other side of it? Like, getting out of the van with van legs, and then like turning up, and there's these crowds of people here wanting to watch you skate. How's that feeling?
It's pretty crazy.
Is it?
Because I'd never, and like for me, I'd never picture myself sort of in that position. Yeah. Like growing up, I was like, yeah, just skate and see what happens, and just have fun with it. And if you were to tell me like 10 years ago, I was like going on tour, like in a van with a company from like overseas, I'd be laughing at you.
Oh, for sure, man. No, it's inspiring. I thought you ripped the Sydney Park demo. That line you did where you did, I think you just did a hand plant and then you came out of the vert wall straight into the blunt slide. Sick line, dude.
That's like the only line I do at Sydney Park, because Sydney Park's kind of like the sack spot whenever I go to Sydney. Like you just go and sit down and kind of just do nothing, I guess.
Why?
Oh, because you could be out street skating during the day, and that's kind of like the end spot. Yeah.
I kind of do feel like it's a bit of a weird park for demos, like the way it's spaced out. It's like, I don't know. got different sections. And it was kind of like how they moved everyone over to the rails.
Yeah, there's not a lot of flow going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you think so?
No, not
But
at
they've
all.
had a few demos now, though, right? They've had like Rebel.
Red Bull
Yeah,
ones.
they had Rebel. That was a pretty big one. Pretty sure they had some stuff with Vans as well a couple of years ago. Like, there's definitely been some stuff that's happened there, and like, why not? It's pretty popular skate park, and it's in like the center of Sydney. It'd be like, it makes sense to hold a demo there
Oh, for sure. And it's a good park.
because everyone just kind of meets in the middle.
Yeah. Nixon Osborne ollied off the flat bank to lip slide on the Jersey barrier.
Yeah, dude, he's really
And
good at that.
I feel like no one's seen it. Like, it was bizarre. Like, no one was even like, yeah. It's like, did anyone actually see what he just did? Have you seen that line?
I've seen him do it before.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I feel like it's just because I feel like at that demo, because the flow is so weird, it's like a pinball machine. Everyone's going a different direction. It's kind of hard to like
Like,
pay
where do you
attention.
look?
Yeah, like where do you look?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you hit a dad on a smooth star.
Yeah, you hit a dad on the smooth star.
Who did that? You.
No, it's just every time I go to Sydney Park, there's a dad on a smooth star.
Dude, remember that day you got heat stroke, bro?
Heat stroke.
Oh no, you
No, I broke my tailbone.
Yeah, and then we had to like put me and Jay from Ninja Now. I think we were like putting like towels and shit over your head.
Yeah,
down?
no, I got sacked on the kink rail, and I was just in so much pain.
Dude.
And then I was like, I need to go check if I'm like bleeding because I was dying. And I made it halfway over to the bathrooms and I passed out.
No shit.
Yeah, it was from the bruising. It was bruising so quickly and so heavily that I lost circulation or blood pressure.
Like your body sent all the blood to that part to like help it.
Yeah, my whole ass was black. It was horrendous.
I felt so bad.
Yeah, and then
for
I
you
just
too.
dropped. And then we went to Rob Pace's. Was it Rob's video premiere?
I think so, dude. That
Doug
was
Henry's?
the best weekend ever.
And then I ended up in the monster van with Kieran jumping all over me with this broken tailbone.
Yeah, and
I
then-
was in so much pain.
And then Kieran like hooked it up. Remember that haircut they got that weekend? Like
So good.
It was, I think, it was after like the premiere or whatever, and Kieran comes up to me with some scissors, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna cut your hair," and I'm like, "Nah." I think I told this last time I was on the show. Yeah, I got the.
Tell it again.
All right,
The single best display of peer pressure I've ever seen.
dude. It was.
No, I'm not getting a haircut. There's no way. I'm never doing that. All the boys are like, do it. It'll be
Yeah,
good.
and, like-
Marley's like, okay.
like a shot and shit of their phones.
Yeah.
So
So Sean looks at Marley and he's like, do it, man. It'll be sick. And Marley was like, cut my hair.
Yeah, it's a shot. You're
Yeah,
gonna,
and
you're gonna do it.
and I thought he killed it, and then I like look at my
He did kill it.
dude. Waking up the next morning, I stayed at Ben Saddleton's house. I woke up and completely forgot about it. I'm like, yeah, sick. Today's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
And I like get up, walk into the bathroom, turn the corner at the mirror, and I'm just like, oh fuck.
Those boys are not opposed to a horrible haircut, though.
Nah, for
They
sure.
love it.
That's classic.
And then the whole day, like at the monster demo and at the Bondi session, I'm just with the worst cut.
Yeah, that's all right, though. You've heard about Kieran's mullet when he was staying at mine.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was there.
Someone cut him a horrible mullet, and I took him to the barber the next day because he wanted to get rid of it. And he walked in, and he went, I just don't want the mullet anymore. And the barber convinced him to keep it and just gave him a better mullet.
I was gonna say, Kieran kind of suits a mullet.
Yeah, absolutely.
His head's
Yeah.
shaped for it. Like,
It's fast.
Mate, it's fast. He goes fast. Like,
Fits
he needs it.
Fits the vibe too.
It does. And he is from Unamara, and I know you guys aren't that familiar with the South Coast. He'd fit right in with the crew.
Sick.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, listen, Belco Bowl Jam, overall, do you guys think it was one of the biggest crowd-wise Belco Bowl Jams you've seen?
No, I wouldn't say the biggest crowd, but I reckon it was the best crowd.
I think it probably was one of the biggest crowds, but it was probably the most organized.
For sure.
I think that was the difference.
Okay.
I think person for person, there were probably more people there.
Yeah.
But I think the crowd was definitely more organized into grandstands and all that sort of thing.
It was pretty well run, and going down there, I didn't know what to think because the council were running it. So I'm like, oh, it's going to be a bit tighter, but it ended up just being really sick.
So much fun.
Like, you were still allowed beers and stuff by the bowl. And
You were
whatnot.
definitely not.
Well,
but there were.
There were plenty.
Well, that's the thing. When I heard that the council had put an alcohol ban, I was like, oh, here we go. But it was chill.
Yeah, it was mellow.
There's definitely never a marijuana ban.
No, never.
No, every time I
Never.
go to Belk, I get so passively stoned down there
Welcome
every
to
time.
Canberra.
Yeah.
I know. It's just Canberra. Like, everyone's sparking up.
It's legal down there, right?
Yeah.
Sick.
You
Sick.
can't avoid it. Yeah. No, it felt like a really well organised event. They've just got it so fine-tuned, hey.
And they're getting better at organising it every year.
They are.
Because obviously it's getting bigger. Next year will probably be bigger than this year.
Yeah.
And I guess they'll just be more, they always just get ready for the next year.
What do you guys think of the street jam stuff
It was so sick.
I
Just
missed
to
the
watch.
first day. I was so bummed.
Friday night?
Yeah, it would have been so much fun. But I just torn my MCL the week before, so I really shouldn't have been skating.
So talk us through that, like how'd that occur? You said you were knee sliding, but what were you
Yeah,
trying-
I feel like it was just from doing knee slides, or I might have tweaked it a weird way, and I just put a tiny little tear in my meniscus. Oh, meniscus, no MCL, sorry.
Yeah.
And that tiny little tear bled into my joint, so I didn't have very much movement at all.
Interesting.
So I just was in the ice bath as much as I possibly could the week leading up, and I knew I had like about a day of skating in me, and then a month of rest.
Yeah. Oh, I said this to you the other week. I was so impressed by you at the flat bar on Saturday. You know, the long
long
flat
one?
bar with the drop downs.
I love a flat bar.
Dude, you I had no idea. I knew you could skate flat bars, but I didn't realize how well you locked in on a flat bar.
Thanks.
I was fully cheering for you. I was like, is George gonna be the first to Smith grind the whole thing? You got close.
Almost.
It looked hard as
Dude, Pesos won that spot, I reckon.
he did.
Yeah.
The Smith 50 front feeble.
Yeah, something crazy like that.
Sick.
Yeah, no, was it Smith 50-50?
Smith to 50 to feeble.
To Backsmith.
On the last bit was Backsmith. Hey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that guy loves a drop down, doesn't he? It's like the king of it. Who were some other standouts for you, George, on that rail? Can you think of any?
Elijah was killing it.
Yeah.
And then Gravette trying to gap to lip on that ground too. I lost so much skin and I only fell over one time. That guy was doing proper chest slides on the ground.
Did you see that scorpion?
There was so much blood.
It was the best scorpion ever.
He went and gave Jesse a pat on the back. He left a handprint on him.
Dude, so good. Yeah, I loved that. And also, then for me, the standout was the 12 stair. Oh my God. The 12 stair session was insane.
It's just brutal.
Dude, the guy in the footy shorts doing the front board won the whole weekend because of that front board, I reckon.
And I've actually written that down. Let's talk about Footy Guy.
Footy guy.
Did you guys ever hear of him or know him?
No, Nixon knew him though. Well, Nixon knows him because I think he's from Brisbane.
Yeah.
But the story is he was doing a bike trip from the Gold Coast down to Melbourne, and he just happened to be in Belco around that time.
Right.
Yeah, and just front boarded the 12 rail.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
He was skating the flat bar before that, and I was getting annoyed, get the fuck out of George's way, Footy Guy, whoever you are in your footy shorts.
Yeah.
And he was kind of a punish. He was trying a frontside no slide, and I was like, you're never going to frontside no slide, drop down. What are you doing? Just get out of George's way. That's what I was thinking. Or Rob's way. And then we get to the 12 stair, and he's one of the first just to sit on a frontside board. I was like, no.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the first to jump on it.
To jump on it, yeah. And then Rome backsmithed it first try.
Yeah.
I just was like, that guy.
And who was the guy that did the backside nosebond slide down it?
Japanese guy?
Yeah, Toa? No.
I was hoping you guys would know, actually.
Nah. But
that
he
one-
killed it too. The back
gonna
nosebond was
search that
insane.
It was sick. Yeah. I loved it. Going back to the Friday night, though, I thought the curve rail thing was a bit new and different. That was
Yeah,
pretty
for
rad.
sure.
Yeah.
And the kicker down the 6 there. And then they put the Cons put his pirate that's in his shed and Jake
Sebastian.
Sebastian and Jake Yanko ollied over it.
So sick.
Sick ollie for sure.
That was sick.
Jake's a legend.
Yeah. What about the mini ramp session that went down? at the end
That
of the
looked
day?
like death.
Yeah.
I was actually when I got there, I was like, George will be skating for sure, but then you weren't there.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, and
I
then-
was just trying to ease myself into
Yeah.
making sure my knee didn't explode.
Yeah, and that was smart. And
I was partying. Yeah, I was
you were just-
partying. Yeah, I was done.
And you've just been touring,
Yeah.
so you're like, I can't. But it just got wild.
Yeah.
People were so amped. I don't know. I was like, why are you so amped?
And it's crazy how you know how it is with mini ramp comps like that, George. Everyone's just so the energy's so high.
Yeah.
Which
Plus,
is-
it's a mini ramp, so you're blind.
Yeah, you're blind anyways.
Yeah.
Zapp and Lockie trying to go off the top rope.
Lockie is ridiculous. Lockie got on the ramp and someone was like, dude, your shoes are wet. You've got to get off. So he just took his shoes off. He wasn't even using his board.
Oh, wasn't
And then he
his
just
board?
went straight up the extension, tried to drop in, knocked his 2 front teeth out,
That
and
was-
then just walked back to the fireball bus and had a shot.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
So didn't think I better go get my teeth fixed straight
He
away.
walked in so comfortably, just straight onto the bus because I was in there getting out of the rain, and he just
Like, I don't think
South
he just like chipped the front two, huh?
yeah, they're fixed, they're fine. He
They're
just
fixed?
needed a filling. He didn't even need a crown or anything.
Oh, sweet. But did you hear what happened just after they shut the mini ramp down? Like when it started to rain heavily, some dude got on
Yeah, I saw that.
and he knocked his teeth, literally knocked his teeth
Again?
clean
Yeah.
out. Another
Yeah.
dude.
How many
you
teeth
see
did the
that?
ramp?
Yeah, I
clean?
saw that. I was like, I know it was pretty vague because I was kind of, I don't know, just partying. But I saw it and I was like, whoa, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah.
And then, like no one sort of didn't. Like, his friends noticed, but it was like after everyone had sort of packed up, and it was like
That's the worst.
it was terrible. I felt so bad for the
Imagine
guy.
jumping onto the demo and knocking your 2 front teeth out and no one's even
Yeah.
looking.
But
Yeah.
he did it just trying to do a rock to fakie. It's like,
No.
what were you even trying to do? Like,
the wet.
why- yeah, but it was, like with the skate light, once it gets a bit of water on it, it's like,
Yeah, it's done. You can't skate once it starts like even sprinkling.
yeah. Dude, we've got to find out who did the backside nose blunt slide. That's, yeah, I'm going to look it up right now. But anyway, other questions I had for you guys.
What have we got?
Right, like serious questions. You ready? How old were you both when you first went to your first Belco?
17 and it was with George.
Was it really?
Yeah.
So that means
Sick.
you were like how old?
Oh, that wouldn't have been my first one then, was it?
No, it wouldn't have been. It was my first 2020.
I feel like I probably would have been 16, 15 sort of thing. Probably.
Okay.
And I think I've been to every single one of them since then.
Haven't missed one. You too?
I'm pretty sure.
Since I started going, I haven't missed one.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that trip was sick though.
Was that
Remember
with Corey?
No, it was with Jacko. It was like
Shut that. Yeah.
it was so last minute because you're like, oh, do you want to come? And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll come. And like we just met at Bar Beach Skate Park, got in the whip, and we just took ourselves to Canberra,
Sick.
and we stayed at Ethan's,
Yeah.
and it was such a sick time.
Always so much fun. And then Cons would have the cash too.
Yeah, Cons was handing out the money.
Blind.
Yeah,
And do you feel like it was easier to get money?
100%.
Sometimes he'd walk past you and he'd be like, did you make enough money? And you'd be like, yeah, man, it's fine. I'm all good. And he's like, no, you didn't.
I know, it's so good. There was a period of time there, like Sam Giles from Wollongong. I don't know if you know Sam.
Yeah.
But like I remember like a couple of years ago, like Cons always made sure Sam got some money. Like Sam rips.
He always looked after the boys.
He always did look after the boys, but like there was like one year I went down and I was with Sam on the platform and he was so hungover he could barely like stand up.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I need some money. So he did. He's like every year does the 5-0 fakie over the death box. Over the
so
channel.
gnarly though.
And does it every time, like, and then boom, okay, got his money, then just sat back down. Like it was like the one trick he did.
went to work.
Made it to the Thrasher edit, like just every time ticked.
Sick.
So good, dude. So good. Yeah. What about George? You reckon like how old? 17.
I reckon I was
16.
I reckon I was 15 or 16.
Because I want to know, like, do you guys? I was watching you guys, and I was watching the young crew skating the bowl in the bowl jam in the afternoon, evening.
Yeah.
And I just sort of had this moment. I was like, it's almost like you two are. Do you feel like veterans a little bit now? Do you feel like you know?
Yeah, we're old.
Yeah,
You're
we're
not
a little
old.
bit. We're a little bit.
We
we're-
are washed up.
You're not
yeah, I
old.
mean, we're a little bit older.
But when you got like someone like that Harvey Campbell kid who's 13,
Oh, they're incredible.
Yeah, they're
and Taj
insane.
Wolfenden, how old is he? 15.
Yeah, he would be like 14 or 15 maybe.
Yeah. I was like, Marley and George are like veterans of this now.
I don't know. Huddy's trying 9s in there.
Dude, that was so gnarly.
Pretty sure Huddy's 4.
Yeah.
He's incredible. He's the best.
It was so sick though. You know how like last year everyone had their like feet over the bowl
Yeah.
and we were all watching the high air.
Oh, yeah. So good.
Do you remember that year? I think it was last year, Lockie tries it and he like nearly landed
does it.
like in the ground.
I remember him going upside down, almost headbutting the coping on the way through. He showed up from work. He was in Sydney at work. He went, yeah, you know what? I'll actually go to Belco. So he just got in the car, drove all the way to Canberra. And then when he got there, the high air was on. So he just walked straight up to the roll-in.
Dude, it's crazy.
And then wasn't he like out? And then at like 8 o'clock in the morning when everyone wakes up, like someone calls him And he's like, yeah, I'm at Monster Skate Park in Sydney.
Oh, I have no idea.
Sure.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Yeah, the kids are getting good.
They are getting really good.
They're amazing.
They're getting good younger too.
How's the coaching going, George?
It's been good. I've got a couple of kids that are killing it all around Newey. I want to do a little bit more of it, but I'm just sort of trying to bite off as much as I can chew, I guess.
What do you mean?
Try not to make myself too busy without, I don't know, I don't want to end up with zero time because I'll go, work, then go do that, and then try and still skate, and then book in whatever else I can.
Yeah, so you want to make sure you've got
little
plenty
bit
of
of
time for
balance.
yourself to skate and
Exactly.
relax. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny you mention that because I'm working on that this year. So.
There's no point just working yourself into the ground and then not being able to do anything.
But are you finding though, at the moment, there's more of a demand for coaching than you've ever seen?
I think that's just been what's happening since the Olympics.
Yeah.
And especially with things like working with councils and working with events and having those sort of demo days. I think there's a lot more availability for that platform. So like councils getting people in to teach the kids and activate the space that they've built because there's so much money going into building skate parks in all these different communities, and the councils want you to come in and show the kids how to use it.
Yeah.
So, like, spend all this money, you need to activate your place that you've built.
That's a good point. I didn't really think of it like
100%.
that. Because if you don't, they're just going to get on scooters.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, and we don't want that. We want them on skateboards.
Well, they just won't be excited about it. That's the thing.
But skating's really, really hard.
Yeah.
I think like a lot of skaters who've skated just sort of forget that as well. I mean, you probably see it because you're coaching, and so you're reminded of that all the time. But skaters who don't coach, forget how hard and scary it is.
I tell every kid that skateboarding's really hard to learn, but really easy to do.
Okay.
So every single trick that you learn is easy once you can do it.
I feel like
But
that,
it's really
that,
hard to learn.
Totally.
that makes sense for sure, I reckon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you're first getting into it, it's pretty frustrating.
Yeah.
But you're for some reason really hooked on it.
But you learn a trick, and then like once you've got it figured out, you can do it every single try.
For sure. And then I feel like one trick leads to like 10 other tricks,
Exactly.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it opens that Pandora's box of like progression.
Yeah, for sure.
There's not many tricks that you can do 1 in 100 tries.
No.
Once you can do it, you've sort of got your brain to that point where you've figured out what to do.
It's all muscle memory as well.
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel, George, when you do see someone you coach progressing? What sort of feelings in you does it like kind of elicit?
It's great. Like,
Satisfying?
yeah, because this kid's like picked up something that I love, and it's making them happy. Like they're getting the same joy out of it that I do, and that's a nice feeling.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I love that too. Yeah, that's actually what got me into becoming a teacher when I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life.
Yeah.
And it was just from like teaching kids how to drop in on quarter pipes at skate parks just because I was skating, or showing a kid how to do a kickflip, and then they'd land it and I'm like, oh man, like that feels really good for me as well. So I want more of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But it's avoiding the opposite too. Like there's so many kids that go out and try a bunch of things and then go, this is too difficult, or this trick's too hard, and just stop trying to learn how to do it. And then if you can turn around and be like, hey, put a tiny little bit of your weight on your heel at this point, and they do it and it just works straight away, that feels
Have a
amazing.
breakthrough.
Yeah.
What kind of expectations are the parents coming to you with nowadays?
I think it's all different. So many parents have so many different ideas behind what they want their kids to get out of skateboarding. Some parents, of course, like want to live through their kids, or want their kids to perform or go to the Olympics or do all this sort of stuff. And then there's also parents that just go, I want my kid to have as much fun as they can possibly have.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot more of those than there are the other.
For sure. Like it's the kid's sport. It's not their sport,
Yeah, it depends where you are. I mean, I've yet to see a parent that's really not 100% supportive of what their kid actually wants to do.
Okay. Sick. No, thanks for sharing that. It's interesting. Yeah. Who are some up-and-coming young skaters that have both caught your attention?
Harvey Campbell.
Tick.
He's so
Harvey
good.
Campbell, like
Yeah.
100%.
I went down to that Umina skate jam recently, just after Belco.
Yeah.
Harvey. Wow.
He's insane. He's the one for sure.
That bowl's actually kind of awkward looking by this.
Yeah,
to
it
me.
looks.
I'm not a bowl skater.
I've never been there,
Yeah,
so
I've been there either.
It looks hard. Like it's got this big hump in the middle. I'm just like, that must be challenging to get around.
I don't know if I want to go. It looks pretty tricky to skate.
You'd be better.
Wait, which one?
The one at U Minor.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like they had that totem event there like a couple weeks ago.
I don't know. It could be fun.
I
We'll
slept,
go check it out.
I slept in, so I kind of missed it.
You slept in?
Yeah.
Nice.
I wish I went. I wish I went, but
Like after it's been a big few months for you. Like where are your motivation levels at?
they're pretty high right now. Since the Creature trip, I've been like skating every weekend. Been trying to film a bunch.
Okay.
Got some footage coming out in like John's got a new video coming out in a few weeks. But who knows, you know? Yeah. But no, it'll be like I'll have some footage. Dean Parsons will have some footage. Like everyone's got clips. And then slowly the stuff I'm like really stoked on, I'm like sort of saving for a later day, you know?
Yeah. Dean Parsons.
Yeah.
Man, underrated.
Did you see his kickback Smith the other day?
Yeah.
Insane.
Did it perfect too.
Yeah. Did you see him kickflip over the rock
Yeah.
quarter to quarter?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And he caught it so well too.
Yeah.
That's what catches me off guard with Dean. Like you think it's just street guy, ledge guy, but can skate transitions as well.
And nollie backside flip back tail
That was
on
sick.
the quarter pipe, on skate park quarter pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm like, is he underrated? I mean, people know he's good, but I kind of feel like when you go skating with him, you really see how good he is.
He kills
And
it.
how
sure.
consistent he is too. Yeah.
I feel like you got to watch, like, to really get Dean, you got to watch him skate in person.
He had a sick graphic too. I
Oh,
rode
the bong
heaps of his
snake?
boards. Yeah. No, different one.
Oh, true.
It was a snake graphic as well, but I don't think that's what it was.
I remember, like, I don't know if it's Dean. I don't know if it was Dean's graphic, but there was a bong snake board.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't remember it.
It's pretty funny. It's a sick graphic.
Was it a snake that was a bong?
It was like a snake that was like wrapped around the bong or something.
Wrapped around.
I don't know if it was Dean's board, but it was like, I think it was an Elon board that they put out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It was pretty sick graphic. I remember like going in the Playgrounds Park and seeing the Grundy shop, and that board was
As a
all
little kid, and you're like, oh, that's naughty.
yeah. I was always like, oh, this graphic's sick, and then Dad's like, oh, that's not what you think it is, Marley.
That's
But mind you, I was like 12 at this time, so it's a little grummy.
Sick.
Are you stoked on the footage that you got coming out in that video?
For John's video, yeah, 100%.
You are. You pumped on it. Okay.
And like I don't know, I was like trying to like work on like my own projects, but then it just got to a point where I was like, oh, may as well just put it out sooner than later. Like all that footage is from. I think I started like getting footage that's going to be in that like literally the week after Memory Box came out.
Okay.
Like just started like just went straight back into it. I think there's even footage like I did before Memory Box even dropped, like maybe after the premiere or something. Kind of just went straight back into it.
Sick. Is there pressure on you from like Creature or the distribution company that does Creature to produce footage? Like, what are their expectations? Are they wanting Instagram posts regularly? What are they asking for?
I don't know, like they're like everyone's super chill.
Are they?
Like Benny V's the biggest legend. I feel like he
Ben
knows
Ventures?
like yeah,
Yeah.
Ben, shout out Ben, man.
Project.
Yep. Shout out Project. He's really mellow. But I feel like I know you've obviously got to put in the work. You know, and that's what I've been trying to do. Like as long as I stay productive, stay motivated.
They're not cracking the whip on you.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But like I'm putting in the work as well, you know, so
He's been around long enough to know that that's the approach.
he's the best man. Like being on a trip with him for 2 weeks with Benny
Yeah.
is so sick.
He's still ripping too.
Oh,
Yeah.
he skates so hard. Like he drove, so he drove back to Sydney like the Tuesday after the trip. Just called in the Port Macquarie, like halfway home for a quick skate, like quick afternoon skate.
Sick.
Like he loves it, man.
Yeah,
He
he's a little
just lives for skating, and it's really sick.
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like skating changes as you get older. Like it just has these like chapters of meaning to what they mean to you. When you're young, it's like you want to achieve and you want to get sponsored and you want to do this or skate comps or get photos. And I feel like as you get older, it turns into just way more just love because all that other stuff is just not a possibility anymore.
Yeah.
So you're genuinely skating for the love. But anyone that's younger that says they're just skating for the love, I think they're kind of maybe not being completely truthful.
For sure.
Which is fair enough.
sure.
Like if you're going to like put your body on the line, which is what you guys are doing, I think some reward is okay. Like it's okay to expect some reward for that. Do you agree, George?
Yeah, for sure. I think as well, though, there's such a huge amount of people now, especially that I'm noticing in Newcastle, that are going skating just to spend time with their mates.
Okay.
Yeah,
which is really
100%.
cool.
Yeah, like Newey skate park. and
Yeah,
stuff,
absolutely. Newcastle skate park's been having the best sessions, and all the boys have just been going, and they're just going to have fun with each other and push each other.
Yeah.
It's been such a good time down there.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. Like, are the lights back on down there?
Yeah, the lights are back.
Excellent.
Finally, it took long enough to get him back.
Don't you find, I found like when because I was skating it regularly for a while, like in the evenings, and when the wind's on shore, like you get all the sea salt on your board and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like all my bearings and even my bolts are rusted. Are you guys getting that?
Bar actually does it worse than Newey.
Does it?
Yeah,
I wonder why.
I don't know.
You get to the sand too randomly. Like, you know, like when we get
maybe
a,
Newcastle was designed to get no sand in the park, or as little as possible. That's why all those garden beds are built the way they are.
Dude,
They're
the-
actually sand traps.
dude,
At Bar Beach?
At Newcastle.
At Newcastle.
Bar Beach doesn't have that.
Where
It's
are
just a
where
slow.
are the gardens? Oh, right,
On the beach side.
On the path side.
Yeah, they're sand traps.
Didn't
That's
even
why
look
they're
at that. I
there.
didn't even consider there was gardens there.
Yeah.
and they do their job for sure.
They work. When we had that storm the other week, Bar was full of sand and
Yeah.
Newcastle had almost
yeah.
none.
Yeah, we're like back at skating Newey the next day, and Bar took like a week for it to get cleaned out.
Oh, see, I missed all that. I was in Bali. No way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't reckon there's a skate park anywhere else in the world that's as close to the water and the beach as
Except
Newcastle.
maybe
Beach.
Venice.
But Venice is like
Oh,
set
it's
back.
far away from the
It's far away
water,
from the
though.
water. Like when there's a high tide at Newey Beach.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually have seen kids
last
lose their
yeah,
boards.
the bunch
Do you remember that?
when
That
the
was
park
great.
first opened. Oh, who was it?
I can't remember.
We were there though that night.
Yeah.
Someone lost their board.
It's like a small maze to get out of that park. Like you've got to walk out and then through the walkway and then out into the far walkway. And this guy's board just shot across the whole park, went into the walkway, of the entrance of the walkway, ricocheted all the way through the walkway, went straight across the footpath, went under probably the only part of the fence your board will fit under, and went straight into the water.
Yeah, and they went for a swim to try and retrieve it, and he couldn't find it.
We couldn't find it, and then we saw it wash up just for a split second and then just wash back out to sea.
The ocean just took it.
It was
yeah,
gone.
ate it up. But dude, how's that? You know, when that park first got built, like, it was like weeks before opening. You know, like the bowl and how it's got like that net fence.
Yeah.
You know, like before the park opened, you could actually like pass a board through the bottom. It was the same height as the fences on the
Yeah, that's not
on the
ideal.
beach side. It was like, imagine like just shooting out, just getting flat ground up there, shooting out, and ball goes straight through.
Did you see the parkour guy that apparently jumped off that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he gained it off it.
That's insane.
I saw footage of it somewhere.
Like stood up on the fence and did it.
You know how there's the little seat up next to the bowl?
Yeah.
He jumped onto the seat, ran across, and jumped over the railing down onto the sand.
No.
Yeah.
That's
He
massive.
flipped it.
It's
Apparently, I
gnarly,
didn't see
Like
dude.
it.
that concrete seat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so sick.
Dude, those parkour guys are so gnarly.
They're the coolest.
Like he's a legit parkour guy then.
He has to be. No one has knees that springy.
Dude, the how's they had that parkour event while we're at the Bondi Jam in Melbourne? There was like one on that weekend at Newey Skate Park.
That's so smart.
It was like it might have been like a national parkour meet or something, and they had it at Newey Skate Park.
I'm bummed I missed that. That would have been so sick.
We're at the Bondi Jam.
That's more sick.
Yeah, Bondi Jam was sick though.
So much fun.
Are you guys stoked about the Jackalope Festival?
Yeah, that'll be cool. For sure.
I know nothing. Like, I know there's an event. I know nothing about the Jackalope Festival.
It's
though.
a huge
Happening-
event that
is it
happens in Canada
confirmed?
and Florida. Yeah.
It's like a big street party. That's what they call it, right?
Pretty much, yeah. So this is a smaller version of the Jackalope Festival called the Jackalope Block Party, I believe. So they'll just do an event in the bowl, and then maybe they'll have some sort of activation of the small area, and then the entirety of the beach will be sort of, I think, sectioned off with different sort of activations, like bands and stages and all sorts of things. It looks like it's going to be pretty fun.
Yeah, but like 10,000 people.
Yeah,
They
to fit
reckon.
on that beach. It's from the way back past the skate park to way back past the kiosk on Newcastle Beach.
True. I
That's
thought they
a
were
lot.
trying to fit 10,000 people in the skate
In the
park.
bowl.
I was like, good
No.
luck, brother.
No.
How do you reckon they'll do it? Like, do you think they'll put up grandstands?
I don't know. I mean, it'll be the same way they probably did Manly at the Australian Open of Surfing. I don't know, something to to do that. I know they're very good at what they do, so I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Who runs Jackalope?
It's a company from Canada.
Yeah, does PLG's got something to do with it, though, right?
It does, I believe.
Yeah.
I know Dave Duncan. He follows it around. He's like the MC for it.
Yeah, well, they do the Vert events, and I think he gets them too. Or they get him to MC.
Like it's serious. Like it's legit.
It's a big event.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like so much fun.
Are they going to set up a vert ramp on the beach, though? That'd be
No.
cool.
So this is a smaller one, and this will be proof of concept. So the better this does, the more money the next one gets. That's how events work.
Are they going to have like a park contest?
I don't think so. I think this will be just to the bowl. But this is the first one again. This will be the smallest one that they do. And it's on my birthday, so you got to come.
No shit.
And I've got to let you win. I'm joking.
You got to let me win the after party. It's my birthday.
All right, hard. I'll buy you a drink.
Perfect. I doubt that. No,
Is it like you really feel that like you want to beat him and stuff?
No.
Like an older brother?
Yes, he does. Look at him.
Did you ever give him like grom abuse?
Yes,
He's
so
literally
much.
He is Grom. Have a look at this right now. Marley Ray's contact in my phone is still set to Grom.
When he had long hair?
Yeah. Where is it? There he is.
I've seen those photos actually. I don't know where.
Grom.
How's that haircut though? That's a good looking emoji.
I reckon you should grow your hair long again. It goes with the Creature team vibe. Come on, man.
Yeah, but shaving it's also cool too.
And maybe grow a beard, dude.
I try. I can't grow a full one. Just got this weird stubble.
I don't want to say anything, but still, you'd suit it. You'd get some whiskers on your chin though.
Yeah, I get a couple whiskers.
I don't think Dave Gravett can really grow a beard either. He's got like weird face hair. It's like kind of like a patchy white trash vibe. I'm sure you wouldn't mind me saying that though.
It's coming from the only guy in the room that can grow a beard.
Yeah.
Come on,
well, you
George.
can't grow one either.
Not like this. Look at him.
Do you like it?
Beautiful.
Thanks, man. Thank you. You know, this is what happens, man.
Yeah.
It's got heaps of grey in it. It's weird, but I'm happy with it. Someone said I look like I won't say. Yeah, I'm not going to say that. They said I look like Kelly Slater with a beard, but I don't believe it.
Yeah, I kind of see it.
Yeah, and they don't know what they're talking about. But anyway, George, can you grow a beard?
Oh, I actually don't think so. I
you
definitely can, but
you got good stubble, man.
it's got to be patchy. And once it gets past this length, it looks horrendous.
What do you mean?
I look so messy straight away.
Ginger, a little bit ginger.
No, it looks fine. I don't know. It's got little bits of brown in
I
it.
got so much ginger in my beard.
Really?
You see it in the light? Oh, whatever.
You got my ginger bits. I got your brown bits. I never want to say that out loud ever again.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's
just
great.
keep that to
Great.
yourself, George.
Yeah, keep your bits to yourself, George. Speaking of that, like, let's talk, how's the modelling going?
Good. It's been a little bit slow, which has been sort of how these things work. You get a lot of work in one sort of space and then all that sort of thing. But I've done some cool little events, some cool little shoots. I've been really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is good.
Do you find it hard to stay composed when there's a camera right on you? Like, have you worked out techniques? Because, like, times that I've had to have portraits taken for something or other,
It's completely
I
dependent
just
on
get
the
so, like awkward and stressed. And I've realised that if I breathe in and then breathe out the second they take the photo, I get a better shot.
It's more likely the person taking the photo of you.
Okay.
So it
If you feel
is
good with
completely dependent on the photographer. So they're talking to you, making you feel comfortable, getting some sort of energy out of you. I think that's what makes the big difference.
You reckon?
So if you're getting a portrait done and it's some random guy at the post office or something, then it's going to be weird. But if it's like someone that you've shot with before and you have a great time, you got good banter,
Yeah.
then it's more fun, it's more natural, it feels better.
Yeah. It's like, I guess it's like anything, you know. I mean, have you dealt with journalists before?
A bunch.
Yeah. I mean, how do you find those experiences?
Again, completely dependent on the journalist.
Yeah.
He deal with me.
Yeah, I got
Did
it.
you interview him?
Yeah, I interviewed him.
What for?
Just a uni assignment. I did like a profile piece.
Sick.
And I was like, oh, George is interesting enough.
Yeah, Marley's good.
I reckon he would be.
I was so nervous. I was like, oh, dude, I'm so going to blow it. Because it's like weird trying to like, you know how like we hang out and like how we talk and stuff, trying to like switch it up.
But that's what makes it better because you already have that connection.
Yeah, it was sick though when I heard you go like, oh, you're really good at that. I was like, sick. Dude, I remember that week I had to like borrow one of my mum's computers from work that was like broken. My car was in the shop all week because it was broken. Like I had nothing. I'd like rock up to the skate park, phone's on like 4%. I'm like, all right, I've got to record like a 20-minute interview with George.
Talk as quick as you can.
Yeah.
So did you prep your questions and stuff?
Yeah, I had them all. I was like at the skate park. I think it was Jesse. They gave me a beer.
Yeah.
I was like finishing up the questions like at the skate park. And I was like, come on, George, let's go do it.
Yeah. Could you see yourself going down a journalistic sort of pathway?
For sure. I love it.
Yeah,
I think it's awesome.
So do I. Yeah.
Like, it's definitely something I'd want to do after skating.
Sick.
Or even like during skating, like any sort of job that comes up would be cool to tap in and, you know, get other people's perspectives, I guess.
Yeah,
like, for writing pieces.
You reckon?
Yeah, for sure.
You could make some side money there to start off with.
For sure, but I just think it's fun.
Same.
I think it's really cool.
Is it because you find people interesting in general?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Like everyone's so different.
They are.
Especially cool people, I guess. And people who you want to actually interview.
Do you find like when you interview someone, like you learn from them?
For sure.
That's what I'm finding big time. Like two people can have the exact same life.
Yeah.
But their stories will be completely different and their spin and their perspective on how their life unfolded can be so different. It's like a trip.
So interesting though.
Now, I want to ask you guys, speaking of questions, like given that like skateboarding has got like all these rad jam events, like I love jam events, but then it's got like serious formal events like SLS and the Olympics. And then you've also got like skaters who are just like video part skaters. Bit of a deep question, but like how do you see skateboarding evolving at the moment? Any perspectives on it?
George could probably answer this better than me, I reckon.
I feel
What do
like
you reckon?
it's actually moving into, I don't know, I guess more of a solidified space where these pathways that lead you into those events are a little bit more sort of concreted in. So you have, I guess these kids have more of an idea of what they need to do to get to that Olympic level if that's what they want to do, or all of these jam events are popping up and they can go, and if they enjoy that, they can have fun. But the other thing is you can do all three of those things. Like
sure.
you can be a video part skater, you can skate contests and skate the Olympics, and you can skate these jam events.
Yeah.
Like look at Tom. Tom just put out a sick part for Monster.
Yeah.
Tom skated the Olympics. He got silver.
Yeah.
And Tom comes to all of the Belcos.
Yeah, and he
and
just
crushes
he
it.
just-
And he has the best
Good
time.
point.
He switches it on last second. He's like, oh, let me try to win this. And
Yeah.
he just drops in and wins the contest.
But the best thing about this is that the jam events are now this middle ground where you've got video part skaters that you usually wouldn't see in an event because you just wouldn't get them there because it's so out of comfort zone, or they don't like skating contests, it's not fun, whatever the reason might be. But now you've got these guys coming to the jam events and you can see them skate and you can see them have fun, and you've also got the contest guys coming to the jam events, and it's a little bit out of their comfort zone too because it's different.
Yeah.
So everyone's involved.
Yeah, good point. I love it. And I think going back to what you're saying about Tom, Kieran has done that pretty well too.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
He's a good example of that. Like
Yeah.
he's putting out parts, he's getting photos.
Yeah, he's killing it.
Kills contests and stuff.
And yeah, it hits the Olympics twice now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. No, that's a good point. Going back to the jam stuff, like I love jam stuff. Like I wish I went to the Bunt Jam. That looks so sick. And I love how that's emerging more and more.
Yeah.
I'd love to go to a Copenhagen Open or something like that one day.
Dude, that's a dream.
But you know, with Belco, for safety reasons now at jam events, they've sort of that whole idea of having an ordered jam. You know, it's because it's for safety, so it prevents collisions, right?
It does make it more accessible for everyone.
But is that? I'm just asking the question. I know it's safer, but is it kind of killing the essence of what a jam is?
I don't think so. I think you'll have so many people that you just wouldn't see drop in at all if that was the case.
Okay.
There's so many people that would be sitting in the
Maybe
back
they
of the
don't
group
want it
just going,
enough.
I'm not going to even try that. Yeah, well,
Maybe they don't want it enough. They
yeah,
gotta
but
want,
look at the
like,
other side of it. Like you've got guys that are gold medaling in the Olympics and making whatever money going to events, or they've got this thing that's important to them, and they've got to decide whether it's a good idea if they drop into this bowl and some guy runs into them and headbutts them, and they've got 6 weeks off.
Good point. And especially when you got like 13-year-olds in there.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to hit a kid.
No, I mean, imagine you collided with someone like Harvey Campbell. Oh my God.
No, thank you.
You'd come off second best for sure. No, just kidding.
That's what I was thinking. If I hit Huddy or someone, Huddy just headbutt me into oblivion.
Yeah. No.
How tall are you, George?
6'4".
That's big for a skateboarder.
It's massive for a
That's what I mean,
skater.
like, it's like
It just means everything hurts all the time.
No.
It's a long way
really?
down, eh?
That's probably why I
Yeah.
tore my meniscus.
It's a long way
Limbs are
down.
too long.
Yeah. But you're like, are you on the recovery regime?
Oh, I'm pretty much good now.
Like, how are you looking after your body?
I'll go and do as much recovery as I possibly can, including as much physio as I possibly can.
Gym workouts?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been going to the gym sort of at least 5-6 times a week.
Sick.
As much to make sure that I know that if I am to fall over and get hurt, that I can sort of be less hurt, maybe. I think, because strength and conditioning is the number one form of injury prevention.
Yeah.
It is the most
Prevention.
effective form of it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Marley,
What's up?
hitting the gym? Just like I'm going to ask you, for prevention?
Oh, I don't really know.
I reckon you're hitting the gym. Come on, man. You
I'm
can
not.
come
I haven't been to the gym for
It's
ages.
okay if you go. I go.
Just in
It's okay.
secret.
Nah, I don't go.
Do you
I don't
love
go.
a sauna? Dude, I love a sauna. I had a sauna yesterday with Ty Coling. It got weird.
Did you really?
Yeah, we did. We had a rad sauna at this place we go to. But, you're sitting there with some dudes sweating.
Will the podcast equipment go in the sauna?
Dude,
No shit, though.
podcast edition in the sauna.
Sauna edition, THT.
Honestly, I reckon there's full on, I've had some amazing conversations in saunas because people don't have phones in there.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to do. And it distracts you from the pain of the heat.
Was this planned or you just opened the door and Ty was in there?
How creepy would that be, dude? Have you ever heard of Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Ty stayed over last night, and he woke up and his hair was all puffy and
Sick.
shit up. Just saying, he kind of looked like one of those Beavis and Butthead characters. Don't tell him I said that.
No one.
Whatever. Anyway, I'm just rambling shit now. But anyway, I just want to ask, get your perspectives on that. I know it's a bit of a big question, and I feel like that's the same. I agree with you. It's kind of more options, more opportunities to make it what you want to make it.
Yeah. I mean, realistically at Belco, all they did was split the main jam into 2 heats, which they've just had to do for the last couple of years because people just were struggling to even go.
Get it go.
Yeah, it's such a tight bowl, and you do not dude. Harvey got taken out in that thing this year.
Yeah. It would be completely fine if it wasn't a circle.
So that's what I was going to say.
Every single line is
Yeah.
pointing to the center.
And when you
Yeah.
got 200 people on the platform,
Yeah.
it's hard to see who's about
It's
to go.
it's dangerous, man. It's so deadly.
Yeah, that's the point right there because it's circular.
Yeah.
That's why.
If it was a big Vans Park Series park, not a problem.
Yeah.
With that amount of people.
Oh, I
But
mean,
in a
you
circle,
guys,
not good.
you guys back in the day were definitely getting more people in the bowl at once because of the size of the park.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, how do you both feel about skateboarding? Getting in more of a mainstream spotlight. Right? Where are you at with it? You don't care? Think it's cool?
I feel like it gives. I mean, it's to each their own, I suppose. It brings a lot more opportunity into skateboarding if you want to go down that
Yeah.
pathway. There's no reason anybody has to take that pathway or has to not take that pathway, but the opportunity is there.
Mm.
And if you want to, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
For sure.
It's up to each individual.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty rad.
It's better than it not being there.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly right. Yeah, there's just no time for hating on it anymore.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
No.
I just don't think. I mean, do you guys ever watch Gifted Hater?
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
Gifted Hater. He's the goat.
I got to say, man, he speaks some truth on there, and I mean, his point with it is that because skateboarding is so difficult, it's never ever really going to get super mainstream like the big sports like basketball and soccer and whatever.
sure.
For that reason,
Yeah.
just because it is quite inaccessible to most people.
Yeah.
So
Isn't it the second or third most popular sport in Brazil?
Skateboarding.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Is it?
I feel like it's
I'm
on par.
pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure it's on par with soccer and
fact check.
surfing.
I'm fact checking.
That could just be something that I've been told for the last few years.
What did you say is skateboarding there?
Just
This
Google
is something I've
most
started
popular-
doing often.
I could be wrong.
I swear it's on par with surfing or soccer or something.
You know when someone tells you something over and over again, you just start to believe it. I hope I'm right.
Dude, I reckon we're gonna get this. Let's have a look. Soccer's obviously the most popular.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then what, surfing?
It's grown significantly thanks to Kelvin Hoffler.
Sick.
Of course, I mean, that guy, he's so consistent.
Yeah, he's rad.
Yeah, but it says it's strong, but it doesn't actually say that it's the third most.
No, it's definitely not the third most. No, we've got heaps before skateboarding.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It's not the third most. So here we go. I got a list: football, volleyball, basketball, MMA.
I've got the list too.
Number 6. It's saying it's number 6.
Hey, number 6 for every sport available is not bad.
I was going to say, I thought MMA would be up there because you watch the UFC these days. It's basically just the Brazilian
Brazilian
league
for sure.
They're so friggin' scary, those guys.
Oh, they're not. They're so staunch, man.
Because they've just grown up doing friggin' Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And, like, that's why. And they're always so nice, but then, like, if you ever mess with one of them, you know they're going to take you down.
It's because they're so passionate.
They are.
That's how it is.
And just talented
Yeah.
humans. And then they've dominated surfing. They've dominated skateboarding. They dominate football. Damn, just talented humans, right?
Mm.
Yeah, there we go. Number 6. It's still pretty good.
That's pretty sick.
It's better than 7.
Dude, I wonder how popular it is in Australia. Should we look it up?
Yeah, look. Top
Let's have a quick look. Anyway, but I don't know. It's good. I just want to see more. I like it when I see skateboarders make money. It always gives me a lot of pleasure because it's such a hard thing to achieve.
I think there's no reason to get upset about somebody doing what they love doing and then being paid for it.
Yeah.
Especially if they're being paid correctly. I think the issue is with big brands coming into skateboarding and thinking they can pay skateboarders nothing for all of this marketing. I think that's the issue. Like, hey, come and do this ad for me and I'll give you $200 sort of thing.
Why do you think that they can get away with that? Just desperation by skaters?
No, I think it's because sometimes, and I think it's getting much better now, but I remember when I was younger and people would come to the skate park and ask you to be in an ad, which would happen a lot at places like Bondi especially. They would think, I can just go down to the skate park, find any skateboarder, and that will be a legitimate skateboarder for my ad.
Right.
Because they just didn't have that inside knowledge of what this has to look like to be legitimate on my advertisement.
Right.
And now I think it's more going, I need someone that's actually got some sort of pull in skateboarding or some sort of talent and can actually make it look legitimate. Gotcha. But I think before then, it was just grab anyone that knows how to ride a skateboard and we'll give them $200 for the day.
Dude, but some of those ads are paying big bucks though if you're on like a commercial.
Yeah, for sure. But I've also seen people do things like KFC ads for $200 and Rockstar ads for $200 back when I was like, I remember seeing people do it at Bondi when I was 15, the weeks before Bolorama.
You just doing that at $5 once?
Yeah, I did one for Visa Paywave. We talked about this in the last podcast with Amy.
Love that.
Yeah.
Dude, that set looked insane.
It was so much fun.
Didn't Jimmy Beck build those ramps?
Yeah, he also did front tail over it, and then they reversed the whole thing so it looked like he did switch front tail as well.
That's so sick.
So sick. It looked like one line.
Really?
Yeah.
No way. It's crazy how they do that. So the Australian Sports Commission estimates that there's 1.3 million Australians who participate in skateboarding regularly.
Sick.
You think that's good?
Yeah, that's really good. What?
Population of like 26 or 27 million.
That's a big number. That's a really big
I
number.
think it's pretty good.
It's great.
I think if you can go up to 1 in 20 people and like 1
1
in 20 is participating in skateboarding regularly, that's pretty sick.
That's
That's good.
amazing.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just thought that would be interesting to look up.
That is cool.
Listen, I won't keep you guys too much longer. It has been great catching up with you. And I just want to going back to what we're talking about in terms of like skate scenes and the popularity of it. And we've been talking a lot about Newcastle. Like, I don't care who answers this, but like, how do you think the local scene here is unique compared to other scenes that you've come across?
I think in Newcastle, it's a lot easier to show up to a skate park and then end up with sort of like a crew or a group of people to skate with regularly quickly.
Yeah.
I think it's easier to break into a group of skaters in Newcastle than it is anywhere else, but I could just be biased because it's Newcastle and I grew up here.
No, Newcastle's really unique, I reckon. Yeah, especially within street skating.
Compared, like, if you're saying that compared to now you've travelled the country skating and competing and the world.
Yeah.
That's what you feel.
I feel.
Okay.
I feel, especially because I don't know, like, we've got some pretty unique skaters here. Like, and everyone's. I feel like all the spots are different too.
Like when you think about it, like literally some of the best skateboarders in the world here.
For 100%.
I'm just like, because I'm relatively new to the area. It's a few years now, but it's like I'm just blown away at the talent. And then there's like skaters up here that you've never heard of who absolutely rip. Like you mentioned that guy Toby, for example.
Toby Martin.
Toby's
sick.
People around Newcastle know, but I'll be honest, I'd never heard of him until I came up here, and then I see him skate. I'm like, that guy's insane.
He's gnarly. He's so good.
Yeah.
Well, he's from Canberra.
Right.
And then he moved up here maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, and he's just been here ever since killing it. Like definitely under the radar.
Yeah.
But if you know Toby, like you know how good he is.
He's insane. He's consistent too, right?
Yeah.
Just charges.
Skates real powerful.
Yeah. How do you feel like? What do you feel like your part is in the overall scene here?
I got no idea.
Do you feel like you're having an influence on it?
I'd hope so, but
What kind of influence do you want that to be?
hopefully a good influence.
Yeah.
I'm not too
Can you
sure.
elaborate on that?
I'm not too sure, but I think just having like good influence on like especially the younger skaters. I reckon. Like
To charge hard?
Charge hard. Like I don't know, make sure you're having fun with it, I guess.
Mm.
Don't lose your shit. The skate park. I've been trying not to do that, but I don't know.
You don't lose your shit much.
Nah.
George, you don't lose your shit either. You're too cool.
Not when I'm going skating. Not really. I think I'm just sort of, at this point as well, I'm just having so much fun when I go skating, especially with Marley or with any of the boys, that it's sort of just not stressful. It's an outlet. And sometimes it is stressful and sometimes you're getting out some sort of other stress while you're skating.
Yeah.
But I don't think the skateboarding itself is particularly stressful.
No, 100%. I feel like it's never the skating. It's always something else that's kind of eating away at you.
Yeah.
Good observation. I love that. What about you, George? Do you feel like what do you want your influence to be on the scene?
I feel like just more of these consistently good sessions with all of these boys, and I want to be. I don't know. I don't know if I want to have that huge influence. I just want to be a part of it. I think it's happening with or without, and I just want to be there and I don't know, be at the park with all my friends, just having fun.
Yeah.
Good response. I love it. It's a tricky question. I just thought I'd throw it at you and see what you came back with, and that's what this is all about.
For sure.
Putting you on the spot. So thank you.
Sick.
Yeah. Anyway, so I want to ask you one more question before we start to wind it up. Like outside of skateboarding, and where do you see yourselves in the next 5-10 years? What's going on? What's our direction?
Ooh.
Well, like outside of skateboarding?
Yeah. Like I mean,
Well,
maybe that's a bad question. Let's look forward. What's the projections for the next 5-10 years? Have you considered that?
I just want to do more of what I'm doing. I want to do more modeling. I want to do more skateboarding, and I want to sort of obviously do more coaching as well. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I think blend those in a better way.
Okay.
I think bring them closer together would be my goal, what I would like to do.
Do you feel like all those things complement each other?
Yeah, for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, skateboarding, art, all of that sort of thing. I feel like everything to do with skateboarding just complements what all of the modeling side of things is.
Yeah.
So,
Sick.
I don't know. I think it works. I have fun with it.
Yeah, for sure. Marley.
I don't know. Hopefully I'm still skating.
Finish uni by then?
Yeah, hopefully I have my degree by then. Hopefully, still get to be doing what I'm doing, maybe in a different city or maybe still here. Who knows? Like, only time will tell.
For sure, man.
But I don't know, film more parts, hopefully go on some more trips,
Enjoy life.
enjoy life,
Sick.
But I feel like there's so much more to it than skateboarding as well,
Yeah, it's epic, man.
But hopefully you get to live all of that through skateboarding.
Oh, for sure, dude. That's so good to hear, and I feel like you guys are doing it. Like you're inspiring to me for sure. I love your approach,
thank you.
and I say this to you guys all the time. I just think you're such a breath of fresh air, and just like your passion is inspiring to me. And even though I'm older than you, you can inspire people that are older as well as younger, don't you?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and that's something I never expected. I never thought I'd be so inspired by younger people. So thank you. And this weekend, what's going on? Going to the Bowl Jam? Oh,
Yeah.
the Bowl
Bondi.
Bash.
Down to Bondi.
Yeah,
Are you,
Bondi
pumped
Beach.
are you pumped for it? Legit?
I'm keen. Yeah.
Cool.
I think it'll be fun.
You're on the poster.
Yeah, I still got to try to get my shift covered. So
You got what?
yeah, I haven't got my shift swapped yet.
This is standard Marley technique.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. See, that's a really bad haircut from the Monster demo.
Sick.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Dude.
So yeah, I gotta message Seb and see what I
sure.
can do.
All right. Cool.
George, you getting down there?
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to go down on the Saturday, and then I think we're staying the night, and then I fly to Breezy the next morning at 8 o'clock.
Damn.
I'm doing some demos at the World Science Festival.
No way.
Yeah, it'd be so
Science
fun.
Festival? Where's it at? In Brisbane?
Yeah, in Breezy.
Like
It's in the
event
something
centre.
arena. I can't remember exactly what it's called.
Dude.
It's going to be so much fun.
Dude, that's so random. I've never heard of that. Yeah, like the the Bondi Skate Riders Association and all their comps and
Yeah.
Bolorama. I mean, played a pretty big part in your lives or what?
Me for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
for sure.
Some of the first contests I ever went down and skated ever. So skating with those boys, skating Bondi, huge part of the direction that I chose to take.
After skating the Gold Bowl and then skating
Well, I would go down and skate Bondi before bar was built.
yeah, I know, yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously you like Bar Beach better.
Yeah.
As a bowl.
Yeah, I do like Bar Beach. It is my
Bondi's
You
fun
like
though because it's really whippy. I
Okay.
reckon.
favorite.
And you like it for that reason.
Yeah, you can like zoom around it, go really fast.
What about the corner stuff?
The corner
it's
is
a
my
tighter
favorite.
corner.
The corner's really
So
cool.
you can actually get around the corner
That's
easier.
the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frontside cut through the corner. You get that noise.
Yeah.
It's the best one.
hmm
But when you miss it, like when you try to skate that thing hungover, it kind of whips you.
Hungover.
Yeah,
You don't drink that much, do you?
nah,
A little bit.
a little bit, not heaps.
Bondi. Yeah, well, it's going to be fun, Bowl Bash. I'm excited about it, and yeah,
For
you
sure.
guys will be ripping. Hopefully, you win some money.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
I'm keen to see how the boys do running their first event. It's going to be really, really good. Hopefully there's more of them.
For sure, man. And I think there's a lot of effort gone in. There's an after party at the Beach Road Hotel, which I'm sure you guys have partied there before.
Yeah. Yeah, Bolaramas.
yeah. I wasn't old enough like during the Bolaramas. Mum and Dad would go out, and I'd be like, "Oh, can I come?" They're like, "Nah, you're not 18."
The last one I almost got run over by one of the tractors on Bondi Beach that combs the sand.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Damn.
Passed out on the beach.
I wasn't passed out. I was just not very coherent.
I'm sure, man, people have been messed up by those things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, word.
Anyway, I've been watching Bondi Rescue. It's been popping up on my YouTube.
Is it really?
Do you ever watch it?
It's the best show ever.
Dude.
I think heaps of the boys have been on it from hurting themselves at the skate park. Actually.
See, dude,
Yeah.
Yancey
Yeah, he has too.
has a classic episode.
Like broken bone in
Broken
the bowl.
wrist. I think it was on like a 540.
Mm.
And then it's on
Right.
Bondi Rescue.
Yeah, it was when he was like 13 or 14 as well.
Oh, shit.
Sick.
'Cause
I mean, like he obviously it's not sick that he hurt himself, but he was on the show.
All right. Interesting. Because I never used to watch it when it was on TV, and then it's been put like they're putting all the reruns on YouTube, and it keeps popping up, and I'm like, this is sick, man. Like all the lifeguards, saving lives. It's interesting. Anyway, let's leave it there. You guys are legends.
You're a legend.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
It's
thank
always
you
great to be on
heaps.
here talking to you.
Thanks,
Love what you
gents.
do.
Thanks for being on again.
No worries. Thanks for
George
having me.
Richards, Marley Ray, not a Grom, but he's the Grom.
The Grom.
Grom at heart.
Dude,
Not a Grom, the Grom.
Love-
The Grom.
loves an eggplant.
Yeah.
All right. See yous.
Cheers.
Bring it to you guys. I'm like, I don't know your cement, dog.
Hey, Marlon, do you like CBD oil?
Yes, I really do.
Wow. He was stoner,
You could consider as such, however.
but you can't get stoned off CBD oil.
I have heard that because it's only CBD, right? Not THC.
There you go. Well, THC is a psychoactive ingredient, which is not in CBD oil.
I see.
There you go. So if you go to crushorganics.com, that's KRUSHORGANICS.com, and use code THT, you get 40% off. How does that make you feel on the inside?
That is very exciting. And my insides would be pleased with that CBD.
Dude, do you get sore muscles?
Very much so,
Yes,
man. Very much so.
Yes.
And the CBD helps massively with that.
Dude, it does, man. So go to crushorganics.com. Yes.